Hey Houston Builders, my name is Jonathan Chamberlain. I do local SEO and lead generation out of Cypress. I've been a member of this group for several months now, and I want to give a huge shout out to Jorge and a big thank you for putting this group together because it's such a huge, it provides such a huge amount of deal flow for a lot of contractors out there. So what I want to do for the group as a way of saying thank you is I want to show you this incredible remodeler here in Houston. He's absolutely killing it. But what this information is going to do, it's going to allow you to analyze your own website to see where it can be made better. You'd be able to analyze competitors' websites and understand why they're doing so well. You'll be able to analyze any future markets that you want to go to and see how difficult it's going to be to rank there. And you're also going to be able to talk to any SEOs who come knocking on your door trying to sell you services. So let's get into it. I'm going to be focusing on bathroom remodeling. I'm not going to focus on kitchen remodeling or any of the other services that are represented here in the group. You know, drywall, concrete, gutters, all those guys. You can apply this information to your industry. It's the same principles, so that shouldn't be a problem, but let's get into it. We're going to focus on this keyword here, bathroom remodeling Houston. It has over 1,500 searches a month. And so how do all those searchers, how do they flow through this web page? I'm going to show you. So this top section with the ads, that gets about 10% of those clicks. Below that, we have the map pack or the GMB. This section is going to see upwards to 70% of those clicks. The organic listings, they get 30% of those clicks on average. And then any remainders, they come down here and navigate to page 2 or so. So there is that one remodeler I've mentioned who's doing phenomenally. You've probably heard of him. He's called Everhart Construction. His location is actually shown here on the map. He's number 2 in GMB, and he's number 1 in organic. But he's also doing fantastic in with other keywords. So let's take a look here. This is his organic keyword list, all the phrases that he ranks for. At the top, we have bathroom remodeling Houston. Again, that search volume is going to be 1,500. The keyword difficulty here, interestingly enough, is only 6. So that's a low keyword difficulty. That means it's easier to rank for. His traffic is 368. And just to show you the benefit of ranking that high for this big of a keyword, the cost per click, if you were going to buy Google Ads, is $19 just for a click. And he gets essentially 368 clicks a month just because he ranks so high. He's doing fantastic with these other searches though too. You know, Room Edition Houston, he's number 1. Houston Techs Home Remodeler, number 1. Home Editions Houston, number 1. And on down he goes down the list. He's doing phenomenally. How great is he doing? Well, he gets 200 organic visitors a day. What does that mean for him as a company? First of all, he's doing extremely well. He's extremely successful remodeler. He can build out more field teams. He can build out more of his front office, but he doesn't have to pay for ads. And he has the luxury of picking and choosing the jobs that he wants. So how great is this if you were a remodeler? So just to show you a couple other stats, average job size of 2020 was $12,000. And because he's ranking so high, look at this, 78% of the jobs go to the first contractor to get the lead. And he's probably the first contractor for a lot of these leads that come through Houston. Their LinkedIn gives us some insight into how well the company is doing. This is their LinkedIn page. Over the past 3 years, we've completed over 1,300 remodeling projects. That's 36 remodeling projects a month, and they're closing more than one client every single day. Beautiful job. So how do you get in on this action? How do you rank for some of these really juicy keywords? Well, Google looks at over 200 ranking factors for a website. And we kind of look at it like this. A ranking factor is a tool that we use to do our job, which is to rank a website and web page high in Google search results. So this again is the Google search result for this search term. So if we come down here, we can see what tools are being used to rank a web page. So here in the GMB, we have the GMB titles, and we would expect in a competitive market that these GMB titles would use bathroom remodeling and Houston in the title. Some of them do, but others don't. 40KA Business Management, they have apartment bathroom remodel in it and kitchen remodeling. Everhart Construction is really the only person who has Houston kitchen remodeling, Houston bathroom remodeling. Now this was pretty smart of them, because without these keywords in between the parentheses, they probably wouldn't rank in the GMB. And then Time for Remodeling, they mention remodeling, but they don't mention bathroom or Houston. There's also they also have lower reviews. This tells me that the market, while it is competitive, it's not super competitive. You're not trying to knock out Mike Tyson. You can easily beat 2 reviews, which are a ranking factor. Looking at organic, this is a page title, this big text here. You want to put your most important words in the front that you want to rank for. So look at your website and look at your pages. You should be having dedicated pages to bathroom remodeling, a dedicated page for kitchen remodeling, and those words for that page should be up front. That's what Everhart did here. They're telling Google, this is what I want to rank this page for, bathroom remodeling. And just coming down the list here, pretty much everybody uses a variation of this search term. Houston bathroom remodeling, Houston bathroom remodeling again, bathroom remodeling Houston, and on it goes. So this is a tool that I need to use and use it to the best of my ability. But I also have to understand that that's not going to really move the needle for me, because everybody else is using the tool too, right? Would be different if we did this search and we came down here and looked at the page titles, and the first website was talking about kitchen remodeling. That would be a much easier market to break into. I'm also looking at the domain. Does the domain mention bathroom remodeling in Houston? Now, the good thing is that most of these don't. A few of them mention remodel or remodeling, but a good bunch of them, none of them mention bathrooms whatsoever. They do mention bathrooms in their URL, so the secondary page mentions Houston bathroom remodeling, but not their domain. So that's a good sign. I'm also looking at the types of websites that are represented here. Google wants to show a local contractor. They do not necessarily want to show like a BBB, the BBB business, Yelp, HomeAdvisor, nationwide companies, etc. They want to show that local guy. So let's see what we have here. We have Everhart, which is local. Bath Planet is national. Premier is local. Golf is local. HomeAdvisor, of course. Statewide is going to be statewide, but remember, even local companies, they can beat out statewide remodeling companies. Hestia Home Services, they're local. Easy Bath is nationwide. And of course, then you have the Yelp at the very bottom. So what this all tells me, all put together, is, it is a competitive market because Everhart is doing a fantastic job. But there's room for sure in the GMB up here for another remodeler or two to kind of take over. Same thing with organic. And what I see in SEO and lead generation market, 3 to 5 years from now, these listings are going to look very different, because you're going to have a guy with a website that focuses on bathroom remodeling Houston, and he's going to come in and he's going to do very well for himself. Next, I'm going to show you kind of like the on-page SEO stuff. So let's go into Everhart's page here. Once again, the URL, Houston Bathroom Remodeling. What you should be having on your website is a ton of unique content, up to 1,800 words. This is what Google really wants to see. Now, Everhart Construction, they only have 18 or so. So you can definitely come in here and build out much better content. In fact, they even split off this page between bathroom remodeling and custom-built bathroom cabinets. So what I would do is I would actually split these off into 2 separate pages. I also have a plugin up here that shows a little bit more of their SEO, specifically their header tags. Look at your pages, make sure they have one header tag and they have the keyword that you want to rank for. In this case, it's going to be Bathroom Remodeling Services Houston. They did a fine job with that. You want to make sure your images and the file names have those keywords as well. Bathroom Remodeling Houston, Bathroom Contractor Houston, stuff like that. Have the alt tag. This is where you describe the image to the robots and also for certain website visitors. They do an okay job with these. Some of these file names can be fixed, like 1920s two-story edition, -13. That could be a little bit better. Robinson after, -11. That could be a little bit better, a little bit more descriptive. But make sure all of your images have these file names with proper keywords and the proper alt description. Let me show you next the GMBs. So like I said previously, these two guys, only 2 reviews and they're ranking really well. So what do you do to rank really well too? Well, as Everhart did, make sure you're mentioning the keywords. You want to make sure your GMB is filled out completely. Add images. Make sure every single client puts a review down for you. You want to fill out the company description and use keywords. You want to do GMB posts. If you're doing a job in Katy, talk about that job, provide pictures, etc. Last thing I want to show you is the heat map. So this is the heat map for Everhart Construction for the keyword Bathroom Remodeling Houston. You can see that there are 1s across the board except for a couple 4s and 2 11s up here. So what does Everhart need to do to flip this map and turn a 4 into a 1 or a 2? Exactly what I just told you. Just add images, add more content, and you'll see those 4s flip to 2 or 3s. So my offer for you is, if you have a GMB, send it to me. Send your business name, your GMB title, and the keyword you want data for, and I can run your heat map, and I can give you your GMB heat map. You'll receive a page like this, and you'll be able to come in and click and see who your GMB neighbors are and how well everybody else is doing. The other offer is SEO and lead gen. I know this was focused towards bathroom remodeling, but if you're more into kitchen remodeling, if you're more into gutters or concrete, hit me up. I'm looking for really good people to help elevate their business. Houston is a huge market. It's the 4th largest metro in the U.S. after New York, L.A., and Dallas. So whatever you're into, whatever your industry, you can absolutely dominate the Houston area, and you can have massive success for you and your company. So if that's an interest to you, get back to me, and let's do something together. Thank you so much.